Sawadika, good morning and welcome to the morning edition of NBT World Brief. I am Kritika Klot. We begin this segment with the latest update on the flood relief effort as authorities continue to disburse payments, clean up the city and restore utilities to flood-affected areas. The Emergency Flood Response Center announced progress on distributing 9,000 baht flood relief payments to households in the south. The center spokesperson, THANI, said the initial batch of more than 25,900 households, amounting over 233 million baht, was successfully transferred. She added that 650 households could not receive payments, primarily because their accounts were inactive or not linked to prompt pay, and local authorities have been notified to assist. The center also reported on cleanup and infrastructure recovery. In UTHAI, Songkhla, military units handle main roads, while the provincial office manages small alleys. Authorities expect significant progress within 7 days and completion in 2 weeks.
การดำเนินการในเรื่องการเก็บขยะนั้นต้องใช้อุปกรณ์ยุทโธปกรณ์อย่างมากวันนี้ก็นอกจากในส่วนของกองทัพแล้วก็ยังมีรถแล้วก็อุปกรณ์ต่างๆที่มาจากกรมอุทยานแห่งชาติมาจากกรมทางหลวงและกรมป้องกันบรรเทาสาธารณภัยค่ะแล้วก็จะมีลงมาในพื้นที่เพิ่มขึ้นอีกเรื่อยๆเพื่อให้สอดคล้องกับภารกิจในการทำความสะอาดจังหวัดสงขลาค่ะ
Meanwhile, the Department of Land Transport is moving stranded vehicles, and residents with lost or damaged registration documents can request replacements without presenting the original. Electricity coverage now reaches 92% and water supply 90%, with full restoration expected by this morning. The Public Health Ministry has confirmed a rising death toll from the southern floods, while rejecting claims that officials have concealed the true number of casualties. Public Health Ministry reports that 267 deaths have resulted from the severe flooding in the south, with Songkhla reported the highest number of victims, including 142 in UTHAI district alone. Other fatalities include 10 in Nakhon Si Thammarat, 9 in Pattani, 5 in Yala, 4 each in Pathalung and Narathiwat, and 3 each in Trang and Ston. Deputy Permanent Secretary and Public Health Ministry spokesperson Dr. Ekashai PNC Wachara says the mental health teams have screened 7,340 residents, identifying 269 people with high stress levels, 65 at risk of suicide, and 126 who require referral for continued care. To manage victim identification, the Royal Thai Police and Songkhla Nakarin Hospital have set up a forensic operations center in UTHAI. Public Health Minister Pattana Prompat insists the ministry has not concealed any fatality figures, noting that every death is supported by certificate and confirmation from relatives. He also dismissed claims that the death toll is in the thousands, emphasizing that the current figure remains at 267. Health teams are now working to restore affected hospitals and address flood-related diseases, including leptospirosis. Next, an update on PM2.5 pollution. Bangkok authorities are urging both public and private agencies to allow employees to work from home as PM2.5 levels surge into the orange zone across more than 35 districts. The Bangkok Metropolitan Administration, or BMA, is asking agencies and businesses to implement work-from-home measures this Thursday, December 4th, as PM2.5 pollution is expected to reach orange levels in over 35 districts. Air quality in the orange zone is considered harmful to health. Authorities advise the public to wear PM2.5 grade masks outdoors, limit outdoor activity, and monitor for symptoms such as coughing, breathing difficulties, or eye irritation. High-risk groups, including the elderly and young children, are urged to avoid outdoor exercise entirely and follow medical advice if symptoms arise. The city is also encouraging government and private organizations to register as official work-from-home partners through its online portal. As for PM2.5 pollution, officials say vehicle emissions remain a major contributor. The Pollution Control Department, the Department of Land Transport, Traffic Police and BMA have launched a 90-day campaign to crack down on black smoke vehicles. At checkpoints, including one at Klong Tui Port, officials are inspecting diesel pickup trucks and lorries. Vehicles that exceed the legal emission limit will be marked temporarily suspended, fined, and required to repair their engines within 15 days. If the deadline is missed, the vehicle will be permanently banned, and removing the suspension marking carries a fine of up to 5,000 baht. The campaign runs from December 1st through February 28th with 14 checkpoints in Bangkok and 16 in surrounding provinces. Authorities urge diesel vehicle owners to maintain their engines, change oil on time, and clean filters, which are steps that can reduce emissions by up to 70%. Thai cabinet has approved a one-year extension for work permits of migrant workers from Laos, Myanmar and Vietnam, aimed at easing labor shortages and supporting key industries. The cabinet has greenlit a one-year extension of work permits for migrant workers from Laos, Myanmar and Vietnam. Labour Minister Trinut Thientong says the decision follows earlier cabinet resolutions that allowed these workers to stay and work legally through early 2026. Under the new approval, migrant workers from the three nationalities whose permits were set to expire next year will now be able to remain in Thailand for an additional year. The move is designed to help employers maintain production and prevent disruptions caused by labor shortages, while strengthening the country's competitive capacity. Employment Department Director General Somchai Morakot Siwan says workers must apply to renew their permits before they expire. They must also obtain a valid passport, a travel document, and complete visa procedures within the required time frame. The Employment Department is urging employers to prepare documents early and submit applications within the designated period. More information is available on the department's website or via the Labour Ministry hotline at 1506. Press 2. The Office of the National Water Resources is warning residents in low-lying riverside areas to brace for high tides that may cause overflow along major rivers from December 4th to 12th. The Office of the National Water Resources, or ONWR, says higher than normal sea levels are expected between December 4th and 12th, particularly from 5 a.m. to noon each day. Water levels near Pratulajom Cloud Fort and surrounding areas could reach 1.7 to 2 meters above mean sea level, around 30 centimeters above critical threshold. The rise is attributed to easterly wind waves moving over the south and the Gulf of Thailand. Combined with runoff from upstream, river levels along the Chao Phraya, Tha Chin and Maeklong rivers are expected to rise, posing a risk of overflow into low-lying communities outside floodwalls in areas without permanent embankments in Samut Prakan, Bangkok, Nonthaburi, Pathum Thani, Samut Sakhon, Nakhon Pathom and Samut Songkhram. Authorities are urging all relevant agencies to closely monitor water levels, inspect riverbank defenses, and reinforce at-risk areas. Residents living along unprotected river sections are advised to stay updated and prepare for possible flooding. Agencies have been instructed to ready machinery and emergency response teams while adjusting reservoir and water gate operations to manage flows in line with evolving conditions. And a lighter story to end the program with. UTHAI province is inviting visitors to experience local culture, community traditions, and the natural beauty of the Hoi Ka Kang World Heritage Forest at the annual Ban Rai Showcase and World Heritage Day celebrations. UTHAI is hosting the Ban Rai Showcase alongside World Heritage Day for Hoi Ka Kang, featuring a wide range of cultural and community-based activities designed to boost local tourism and the economy. The event includes demonstrations of traditional Ban Rai cuisine from all 40 local administrative organizations, exhibitions of hand-woven textiles by community groups to be #1 program activities, and contemporary music performances. Visitors can also enjoy Thai tribute performances by district chiefs and village heads, a special program commemorating the late King Bhumibol Adulyadej the Great, 100 years of Ban Rai Showcase, and cultural exhibitions highlighting 4 ethnic groups. On December 7th, the highlight will be the Hoi Ka Kang Marathon 2025, starting at 3 a.m. The festival runs through December 9th at the Ban Rai District Office. Visitors are encouraged to support OTOP products, local snacks, and traditional food. Additional activities include a cultural fair, exhibitions honoring Her Majesty Queen Sirikit the Queen Mother, environmental conservation exhibitions, student conservation contests, and the Adventurous Mountain Cycling Challenge. The province hopes the festival will promote cultural appreciation, support local producers, and strengthen tourism in UTHAI. That wraps up our morning edition of NBT World Brief. Stay updated with the latest developments and more stories by scanning the QR code in your screen to access our full coverage across all media platforms. Until next time, สวัสดีค่ะ